What if I told you that in just 6 months, you could save $10,000 without working extra hours, winning the lottery, or surviving on ramen noodles? Sounds too good to be true, right? I get it. You're probably skeptical. Honestly, I was too. When I first came across people sharing stories like this online, I rolled my eyes. I figured they had rich parents, some hidden windfall, or maybe they just didn't have real life responsibilities. But here's the twist. I actually did it. I saved $10,000 in just half a year. No raises, no second job, no crash diets of microwave noodles and skipping out on life. And no, it wasn't because I manifested it or whispered affirmations into the mirror. I did it with strategic, practical, real life money moves that anyone can implement. Yes, even if you're terrible with budgeting, like I was. The real problem isn't money, it's decisions. Here's what I realized through this journey. Most people don't have a money problem, they have a decision making problem. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep and how consciously you manage what stays. Every decision you make, every coffee run, every auto renew subscription, every spontaneous weekend trip is either compounding your savings or quietly siphoning your financial potential. Money isn't just numbers on a screen, it's a mirror that reflects your priorities. And for a long time, mine showed me something I didn't like. But that's what today's breakdown is all about. I'm going to walk you step by step through how I turn things around, the exact budget hacks that helped me build up $10,000 in just 6 months, and how you can do it too. There's no fluff here, just real results from real actions. So, stick around, because I'll also share the one final move, the one that accelerated my savings faster than anything else. And trust me, it's so simple, it almost feels like cheating. Ready? Let's begin. Act 1. The wake-up call. The cost of doing nothing. 1 to 2:30. Let me take you back 6 months ago. My checking account? It was a meme. Seriously, I had $2.13 until payday. Screenshots saved just to laugh at my pain. But here's the thing. I wasn't jobless. I wasn't underpaid. I made enough money to live. Rent was covered. Bills were paid. I even splurged a bit. But the frustrating part? I had nothing to show for it at the end of each month. No emergency fund, no growing savings. Just a foggy trail of food delivery orders, barely used subscriptions, and gym fees. I treated like a donation to a place I never visited. I remember one specific moment. I opened my bank app and just stared. A few bucks left, still 5 days until payday. And it hit me like a truck. If I kept living like this, I wouldn't just stay broke, I'd stay stuck. I realized I was stuck in survival mode, not because of my income, but because of how I managed it. I was working to survive, not to thrive. And that fear I felt in that moment, it wasn't just discomfort, it was a spark, a fire. It forced me to wake up and make a change, because the cost of doing nothing was slowly becoming everything I wanted and never reached. That's when I made the decision that changed everything. Cue dramatic music. And here's what I did first. Act 2. The shift, budget hacks that actually work. Hack number 1, I treated saving like a bill. Pay yourself. First, 2:30 to 4:00. Let me ask you something. If Netflix charges you $15, do you just not pay it exactly? You pay it automatically, without fail, because it's a non-negotiable. So why do we treat saving like an optional thing? Something we'll get around to if there's money left over. Here's the truth. If you wait to save until the end of the month, guess what? There's never anything left. That was my first game-changing move. I started treating my savings like a recurring bill. I set up an automatic transfer, $400 straight into a separate savings account the moment my paycheck hit. Not after bills, not after I decided if I felt like saving. First thing, no negotiation, No exceptions. Just like rent or taxes. $400 twice a month equals $800 per month. 6 months later, that was $4,800 sitting in my savings account. And no, I didn't make it easy to access. I didn't link it to my main banking app. I made it inconvenient to touch. Out of sight, out of reach, but definitely growing. Let's pause there with a quick pattern interrupt. No, I didn't forget the password to that account. I made it hard on purpose, because temptation is real. So I built in friction. The result? Saving became automatic. It became part of my lifestyle. It wasn't up for debate anymore. Boundaries equals freedom.